Hi, everybody. I've actually just logged out of the other live and had to go live again, so I hope you'll all be able to find me. I might just text a friend who's on. Oh, there she is. So she's just letting me know that there are issues, and what I'll do is I'll log back. I'm just letting her know I logged out of the old one, logged out of old live, and have started again. So if you can refresh your pages and hopefully, so I've got two people on. Let me know, Jen, if you're here, if somehow you found it. I'm never quite sure what it looks like on the other end. I went live for about a couple of minutes and I had an issue with my browser and I clicked out of the live accidentally. So hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Live with Georgia on Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the same time everywhere around the world. I'm really happy that you're here. Let me know, whoever you are that's here, let me know who you are. Let me know, just saying hello. If you've already paid for a reading, I did put up some information a little earlier. So if you want to do a one question reading, just pay on my website or pay PayPal or Zelle. Let me have a look here. We've got, oh, Jennifer, you made it. Hi, thank you. So these readings are for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm working in the state of New York, and I have to say this legally that I don't tell the future. And in fact, tarot really reads the present moment. So if we all stay in this present moment, then we kind of get a little bit more sane, because when we're projecting into the future, there's always sort of projected anxiety. So the more that we can come to the present moment, the better off we are. And especially if we can use a tool like this, which expands your consciousness and digs into the subconscious, then, kind of the happier we're going to be if we stay right here, right now. So no fortune telling, no predicting deaths or talking about anybody's health. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse, a medical practitioner. I'm not a counselor, a spiritual a teacher. Essentially, I read the tarot, and I love to share that love of the tarot that I have, and I help other people read the tarot. And so this is what these lives are for, just to engage with everybody, engage with my friends. Hey, how are you, Adele? Hello, Pamela, Jennifer, Elaine, woohoo. Hi, thanks for coming on. Thanks for tolerating my bumble up a little earlier. I had some technical issues. I basically clicked something on my browser. So thanks for being here, everyone. Welcome to the month of August. It's the 1st of August today, and we have a brand new charity that we're giving 30% of all the proceeds tonight. Will go to the Arunachala Animal Sanctuary, and I will look it up. Oh, so my picture's not clear. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank goodness. My pic is not clear, and for my camera, I'm seeing it clear. Maybe I'm a little concerned if I refresh my browser, so it looks clear to me. So let me know if Rebecca, hello. Susie, you made it. Thank you. Okay, Susie, I'm going to put the link in. It could very well be my internet connection. I wonder if I've had a problem there. Thanks, Jen, for letting me know. For everyone who's getting a reading, for anyone who's interested, please read my disclaimer. I've just put that link up, and these are the ways that you can pay. So I have the $10 payment here. I'm just going to log it in there, and there are 3 different ways you can pay. Thank you for tolerating this. And there we go. So I hope these links work. Let me know if the links don't work, and then I'll do them one by one. And hopefully let me know if it's looking, if my camera is blurry. I'm seeing a clear camera, but it might be different on your end. It's possible that I have a slow internet, but I can't tell from this at the moment. In any case, welcome. Live readings, yay! Live tarot, yay! A couple of people have told me that they were going to come on and pay. How to donate, says Elaine. So you can pay by credit card on my website. There's PayPal And the PayPal email, basically for Zelle and for PayPal, it's the same email. You could send it to georgiamarantos@gmail.com, and that's how the money goes through. So just use that email as and the link for PayPal is there. I'm not sure if it's going to work because they've all kind of stuck together, but let me know. Wonderful. Hello. How's everybody feeling the August vibe? We're kind of running. Oh, page not found. Sorry about that, Elaine. Are you paying by credit card on my website? Let me get that. I'll get that. Oh, will I? Let me see. I think it's if you go to let's see. It's www.georgiamarantos.com, and then you go to my shop. And if you go to my shop, you will see https:// and in the shop, you look for the $10 one question reading. So let me know if that link works. Awesome. Marisa, hello. Thank you so much. So if you've paid, let me know what your question is and we'll jump straight in. I can take about 5 or 6 people because today I'd really love to talk about the Holy Trinity, which is the Fool, the High Priestess, and the Magician together, and work a little bit more on how we can use the magic of those 3 cards to help us in our own lives. So I know quite a few of you. Marisa's reading the tarot. Actually, Marisa had done the online course with me, Spirit on a Journey Arcana. I look like a lioness tonight. Yes, I got my mane all ruffled up the hair. We're in Leo. Oh, good, which is why there's so much fire, right? These coral pieces, these kind of like super wonky coral pieces arrived in the mail from Etsy. And I thought, oh, what will I do with these little pieces? And I thought, well, I'll just leave them like that and they can hang out together. And so, yeah, they really have the fire energy in them. Thanks, Elaine, for letting us know. I'll put your email in my PayPal account. Yeah, actually, if you take my email and put it in your account, it'll find me the same way. Thank you so much. Wonderful. So Marisa did the online tarot course. We've got Jennifer, I know, has her deck. Adele, hello. Adele's paid and has what's next with my business. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get going. I'm going to put your names down. We can have about 5 or 6. Bear with me while I put everyone's name down, and then we can get started. So we've got Adele, we've got Susie, and Marisa. Thank you so much, everybody who's putting in. 30% of your $10 will go straight to Ranachula Animal Sanctuary, which will, I'll let you know a little bit more about it later, but essentially they help take stray dogs and animals that are injured around Tiruvannamalai, I think that's how I say it, in India, which is very close to the mountain, sacred mountain Arunachala, where Lord Shiva lives. And Ramana Maharshi has his ashram. Marisa says, yes, love the course. Yeah, so this course is on teachable.com, and you have lifetime access to it once you sort of buy into the program. And, you know, you can always go back and do a guided meditation, have a look at the information. I'm slowly gathering all that information and putting it into a book, which is a digital book. We'll have all of the guided meditations in it. And that's definitely coming along, and it's probably coming along at the rate that we're doing the cards. So today, when we're doing the Holy Trinity, that'll be in it. Pretty much everything we talk about in these live videos is going to be in it. So if you have the patience to come and be with me every week or to catch up on the videos, you'll definitely have a good idea on what each card means, what the structure of the tarot is. Oh, I just wanted to plug my emails because I'm sending one out every week, and I have tarot tips in a little section. And I feel that these are helpful little tips usually on how to do spreads if you have a specific question, tips on sort of troubleshooting. So if you go to my website, georgiamarantos.com, go to contact, then you just fill in your information. There's a box that's clicked or yes already, and just send it off, and you're instantly subscribed to my email list. And I generally send out an email on Friday or Saturday, and so far it's been Saturday mornings. I'm going to try to give people a little bit more warning with an email, maybe Thursday or Friday. But I think I keep saying that every week. And it still happens every Saturday morning. I like get it ready by Thursday night, then tinker around with it all day Friday. And then it's like Saturday before anything goes out. So here we go. This is Adele. Adele's question is, hey, Tara. Tara's jumping off to pay. Thank you so much. Marisa says, highly recommend Georgia's course. Thank you so much, Marisa. You can buy it all in one now. And Susie wants a general reading. Absolutely. No, you could have a general. So you let me know. So the more specific you are in your question, the more specific the information I'll be able to pull. But if you want just a general reading, that's perfectly fine. And I can do like a past, present, future, like where you are right now. And then we'll see if something comes up, then we might have enough time to go into little specifics. So Adele, what's new? What's next with my business? Okay, Adele, we're right here. Oh, the High Priestess was out. So she had actually flipped around the other way, meaning not upside down, because I don't read them upside down, but she was actually in the deck kind of this way, and she was looking at me. So I do feel, Adele, that the High Priestess has something to say. So we're going to hold her, and I'm going to pick another card, and then we're going to look at the High Priestess and the other energy of the card together. Everything's, I mean, you can make everything meaningful, and particularly with the tarot, when we're in a space where we've set the intention to do readings, that all the information that comes in now is going to be interpreted for you. So the fact that the High Priestess was kind of showing herself to me means that she wants to say something. And the High Priestess, if you were with us when we were studying her, so 2 cards have popped out and 3. So it's a 1-question reading, but sometimes it's multiple cards. So I'm going to have a look. So remember, this is about your what's new with your career, what's next with your business, right? So it looks like the business that you have. Okay, so I've got 3 things. I see that you're collaborating. Okay, you're going, if you're not collaborating with your business, you're going to, and you may want to. And if you look here, there's also the 3, right? So we've got the dog, the wolf, and the lobster, who are kind of coming up out of the water and barking at the moon. So, and here are the 3 people who are, so for me, what's important here is that there are 2 3s. What's popping out to me is that there's a 3 here and a 3 here. And what you're doing in your business, you're going to be doing, it's what you have been doing and what you're going to continue to do. This is the next thing that you do if it's different, or the thing that you have been doing that you're going to continue to do is a long-term business plan. So just know that it's solid and grounded, and maybe some things have had to change because of what's happening with the COVID and the pandemic, but I do know that you're still in it for the long run, and so is the business with you, and so is what you do and what you offer. So you have a lot of passion for what you do. See his red glove? I've never noticed his red gloves before. And I know that we've talked about this before, but look at this horse. So the horse has all the red. Look at its furnishings. Everything's red. And then you have this knight who has a red sort of overall chainmail. I'm not sure if that's what it is, but it could be a fabric. It looks like a fabric because it's not that heavy. It doesn't look like it's made of metal. And then you have a red hand that's holding this beautiful pentacle. And the pentacles represent money. They represent something very grounded, something very very material. So the fact that you and when we're asking in terms of business or career, then it's obviously the thing that which you offer, and also the business itself is very strong and grounded. So what's next in your business? What's next in your business is that you're going to be collaborating and creating. I feel that you're in a creative urge. I think if you have anything that's causing you sort of difficulty, if there's any emotions that have come up for you, I would move out of them by looking forward. So if you're thinking, well, I was thinking about collaborating, maybe I just need to start talking to people. And that's what this is. Maybe I need to start showing people what it is that I'm doing, or just talk to people in general. Start telling them, well, this is what I have to offer, and this is where I'm at with that. And maybe, do you know anybody who does X, Y, Z, or do you know anybody? So this to me is a networking. And I kind of have telephones. I see you making phone calls. I'm not sure if these are like just ringing people up, that you find on the internet, but I do feel like you're going to be doing a lot of, interconnects. This is the Holy Trinity is right here. We have a triangle made of these 3 pentacles. And when you see a triangle and you see the number 3, you know that you're into manifestation, and into the magic of manifestation. So you need 3 to manifest. And what does that mean? You need 3 to manifest. So you need to be grounded. And at the same time, you need the inspiration and then the energy, right? So now my triangle has just gone upside down, but there's 2, right? There's the triangle that points upwards and then the triangle that points down, which grounds the energy. And this is the Star of David that we've been, actually, there's the Star of David, right on this golden prima prana hoodie. Actually, if anyone is interested in purchasing one of these beautiful geometric sacred geometry versions of the prima prana hoodie, this very sacred symbol that it symbolizes the breath of life. And if you want to learn more about it, visit DerekO'Neill.com and look up the sacred geometry. You can contact me, and I know the person who gets these printed. This is printed on an aluminium sheet of metal, and the colors are just really beautiful. The colors are actually in real life a little warmer than this, so this is a bit cool. These are kind of a blue-based purple, but it's actually a little it's a little pinker in real life, but it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And so there's the Star of David, the upward triangle, and that is an extremely powerful symbol. It's probably the most powerful symbol on the planet at the moment, and also signifies as above, so below. So there's a lot in this for you. There's a lot in this for you, Adele. And I wish that we had more time to talk about it. Now, how does the High Priestess come into all of this? This is the last bit I want to say. She comes in because she's saying, you've worked long and hard for this. You've worked very long and hard for your business, and you deserve what what is coming for you. So you've sown the seeds. It's almost like it's written. It's written in the books. It's written in the Akashic records that you're going to continue with your business for a very long time. So I do see that this is going to be a long time running successful business for you. He's got the wreath on his, do you see the money that you're making as it's coming out, this green represented by money, right? And this kind of very slow, steady, this guy, the Knight of Pentacles, he's the kind of guy that you can depend on. He's the guy in all of your if you have many, many warriors and you're the King of Pentacles, and the king says, I want that guy to go and fight this war for me because I know that I can tell him what to do and he'll do it. And so there's something very dependable about you, and people can rely on you to do things. And that's something that you're doing with your business. So congratulations. And I wonder if you have anything, if there's any other questions attached to that, Adele, let me know. Because so far it's looking good. Tara, you're all paid. Thank you so much for letting me know. Woohoo, the High Priestess, says Marisa. Yeah, is she not funky? I mean, sometimes she'll turn up and you'll be like, well, what does that mean? I have to go digging to find. Oh, so now I've gotten all. Here we go. So I'm just bringing back. That's the success card. So you're going to be successful in your business, Adele. You don't need to worry, okay? And you're going to be collaborating. So that's good news, really good news. My spiritual friends here, Annalisa, hello. Oh, you just sent some money too? Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks so much, Annalisa. That's superb. Oh, so Annalisa, my spiritual friend, has a show every Sunday night, is it, Annalisa, at 8 o'clock. She is a gifted psychic medium. I just want to say one last thing. This success card is for you, Adele, and this is your business. So I just want you to know that things are going to be good in your business. If they're not already, they're definitely going to be good. So lots of positive encouragement from Spirit to keep moving forward. Hi, Jay. Finally found you. Where is the money you owe me? I don't know. You could email me at georgiamarantos.com. And georgiamarantos@gmail.com, and we could talk about it. Or we could ask the tarot. I know I'm being a little facetious there. But Jay, I know that sometimes there's some spam that comes onto the YouTube live. So If you wanted to get a tarot reading, you can have a scroll up and have a look at the comments, and you can pay for a reading using Zelle or PayPal or on my website. Here we go. That's me with Jay, just clarifying everything, right? Just keeping it clear and solid. And a lot of air. There's a lot of clarity. There we go. Look at this. So we're talking about money, and this is stockpiling money, and there's still a little bit more to be made, and you might also be investing some money, right? You might be changing the way that you invest your money. And this is still for Adele. So I'm now going to go to Susie. Susie wanted a general reading. Where are we? Aligned relation. Yes, please. You can ask Susie, if you've gone on to ask a specific question, let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to do a general reading. And can I get a general reading, or do I have to give us? Yeah. So you're paid up. Let me see if you've added anything else. And Jennifer, thank you. So we've got our 6. Thank you so much. Here we go. We've got Jennifer. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. So we've got our 6 for today. And so anyone else who comes on, I'll just have to let them know that they can come on next week. Or if we get some time at the end, once we've had a chat about the 3 cards that I really, really want to. Oh, it's for Pamela. It's not for Jennifer. Oh, I'd like to offer Pamela a reading. Thank you so much. If you have time, and if she's interested in a nice surprise. Oh, that's so nice, of course. Absolutely. So Susie says, can you please give me a reading on the new project I'm starting? How to have the best and highest beginning. Oh, you bet. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. And 3 cards just fell out. So let's do this. Let's do it. Oh. So because they all came out together, my coral has moved over. Here we go. Because all these cards came out together, I'm going to read them together. All right. So the question was a reading on the new project. So I feel what you're doing, your new project is actually, I feel, very heart-centered and won't have any ego at all. So, you know, the Tower of Babel, which is this tower card here, often talks, sort of relates back to the story where, you know, the people were becoming very egotistical, thinking that they could build a tower that would go higher than God, and God set down this big sort of lightning strike and threw them all out, crushed the tower down. And so there's that sense that in this new project that you have, it's going to be very successful, and certainly you'll probably see that success early on, and very heart-centered, because the Queen of Cups is the one that holds herself and her emotions close to her, and also to those who are dear to her. And so she's the one that's going to understand what's happening intuitively with everybody, because she can feel more than others feel. So that's representing you. And so when people come to meet you, you're going to be tuning into them through the emotions, and maybe you're going to be working or talking about that a lot more, on how to deal with people's emotions. I know you already do that in the work that you do, Susie. So I do know that you love this new project, and that there's no ego in it. If you've been worried about your motivations, or if you've been worried about or concerned at all about which way and which track to take it, I feel like this is absolutely going to be a great project. Right? How's this project going? See, people are celebrating. I love the 4 of Wands. It's a temporary celebration. So in the tarot, you see these little stages. And my teacher, Josephine Farrell, first pointed those out to me. And actually, if you look at the cards and you put them all out, there's quite a few that have these little stages, even the sort of very positive, uplifting cards. And so the stage kind of tells you that there's more to come, right? And we know there's more to come because it's a number 4. So in the minor arcana, there's the tarot is numbered 1 to 10, or 0, 1 to 10. And number 4 is you've gathered momentum after you've created it. So you've got 1, the idea, 2, the kind of decision to move forward, 3, the moving forward in the action, and these are action wands, right? So this is you appreciating the success and the action that you've done. So you're going to set up you've got the foundation, you're going to set it up, and it's going to be successful. You're going to be celebrating, I think, pretty early on. We'll pull one more, and how to have the best and highest beginning. So I feel that's what this card is talking about. My spiritual friend says, you are so kind, so excited to be here with you. Oh, I love you, Annalisa. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you to everybody who shares my posts and lets people know that I'm on here. And the more that we can do for ourselves, the more we do for others. I just want to talk about the tower a little bit, because you've asked how to have the best and highest beginning. So the way to have the best and highest beginning is to start from the ground up with foundations, and having your intentions being that I'm here to be in service. And I love what I do. Therefore, effortlessly, I'm going to be doing what I do. And because of that, because I love what I do, it is a service, because as you're doing what you're doing, that love's flowing through you. And that the love that's flowing through you is actually the service. Does that make sense? So you getting your sort of ideas out of the way of the way something is meant to be, even when we're talking with someone and we're thinking, well, maybe this conversation has to go this way, or we're not really listening, right? So if we can get ourselves to step aside, allow whatever conversation's happening, allow if you're dealing with clients and you have an idea of what can happen, if we can, and this is for all of us who are in the sort of self-help business, so to speak, if we can step to the side and allow the moment to be as it is, and allow no agenda. That's the words that keep coming through, is not to have your own agenda, but to allow the intuitive messages that are coming through you, because you have a very strong intuition, that the intuitive messages to come through, and for those to create the agenda. And actually, you want to be that instrument, right? You want to be the instrument of the lightning bolt, right? You want to be the instrument of the prima agni, right, which is here, this love heart with the little triangle and the lightning bolt. You want to be the instrument of the prima agni, the instrument of love. And that's how you're going to be. You're basically, it's your job to listen and to integrate and to discern what's happening, because you want to actually offer something to the person that's come to meet you, or to the group that you're talking with and for. You could be in business, and that's something that I see for you too, right? That you're actually going to be in business. Now, this is a businessman. So you may take what you do to businesses, Susie, because that's coming through fairly strongly. So as you're talking to these groups, so you might have an idea of where the group wants to go. But if you allow where they're at, and then what's coming through to meet together, then that's where the magic happens. And I really feel it's going to be quite magical, this new business for you, right? So this card is kind of like I was just going to throw this one in. And why is this a confusing card? Because it's the card of confusion. And so when this card comes up, I say, it's really important to get clear about what you want to do with the project that you have coming up. So in terms of when you're working with somebody, you know what to do, right? You're stepping out of the way and you're allowing the information to come through, or you're allowing that connection to come through from spirit. You're connecting to your heart because you can, and you're highly intuitive, right? And then you want to have, okay, this is what I do. This is kind of like the thing that you project forward. I want everybody to, become enlightened, or I want everybody to understand, their sort of desires and the things that trip them up. I want everyone to connect to spirit. I want everyone to understand what it means to build something from the ground up. So it just depends on what you kind of have as your goal, and just have that there. And then having that goal, and a lot of this, I feel like I'm grasping all of this out of the air, so you let me know if any of it makes sense. But having this goal, you can't force it there, but if you have it there, then everybody will travel there. So just know clearly what you want to do with this project. What is it that you're aiming for? And then allow it to fall into place, because you're being directed by spirit to do this work, right? You're an instrument. and you are playing you're playing a very important part in the world at the moment. So I hope that makes sense. Susie, let me know. I did how to have the best and highest beginning. Where are we for time? 6:34. Yes, definitely. This is all making so much sense. Thank you. Great. The best and highest beginning. And give yourself some rest, right? Why do I say this? Okay. Sometimes I do this. I don't know about you, Susie, but I rush into things because I can see it. So we have the intuition and we have the desire and we have the passion and we have the love for what we do. But we need to give ourselves a rest. We need to acknowledge where we need to take a break to say, okay, well, this is kind of like, I'm going to make sure that I put in some me time, I put in some rest time, I put in some relaxation time. I feel like this card is asking you to make sure you don't work too hard. That you're not up late at night kind of brainstorming ideas. Take a rest. Make sure you get all of your 8 hours or 6 to 8 hours of rest, or however many you get overnight. And don't sort of scrape your knuckles. Make sure that you're getting all the right sort of amount of nutrition and that you're getting rest and that you're getting enough sun, you're getting enough time with the water. It's like be with all of the elements and be with them in a way that's very balanced so that you're not feeling tired. So that's to have the best beginning. This is what I was asking. I asked Tarot to how to have the best and the highest beginning. Make sure that you're getting enough rest and that you're looking after your body and your whole sort of 5 elements in your life. Thank you so much, Susie. So we're moving on to Marisa. Marisa, tell me, did you have a question? Woohoo! High Priestess. Awesome. I know I love the High Priestess. I love her. She's so quiet and she's so loud at the same time. She's so quiet and she's like holding the whole of the universe in her lap. I mean, she's really quite amazing. Oh, and Elaine, thank you so much. Elaine, payment went through. So now I need to say Annalisa. So Elaine, you might be just after Marisa and before Annalisa. And Tara, we've got you. Marisa, did you have a question? Can you write your question again? Thank you. Now, I've watched you, Annalisa. This is my spiritual friend for anyone who's in the chat room. She is a pro, and I know you've been doing it for a good 1.5 years now, and you've been on your YouTube lives giving your psychic medium readings. And I'm just so impressed with how you keep a track of everybody, and you've got somebody who's like pointing things out and letting... Oh, Marisa says, I want to know about my romance. Yes. So it always feels on this end like, like I'm kind of like there are these big gaps of like just searching through the comments, and I hope that, and thank you for everybody for tolerating that. Is there a wonderful romance near for me? Looking for guidance and love. Oh, you bet. I'm going now to do a past, present, future. So if you've subscribed to my email, I actually created a tarot tip section on doing, say, a relationship spread. So you could say, when is my next relationship coming? And the first thing you'd want to do is do past, present, future. So how is that going to be helpful? Because we are creating our future in this moment. And the way that we're creating it is by using our thoughts, our words, our thoughts, our emotions, our words, the spoken words, and the actions. Right? And all of these are creating a vibration. And so we need to become conscious of what we're thinking, feeling, so that we can know, well, if I'm thinking and feeling like this, are those things that I'm thinking and feeling, are they something that I want to create more of? So that's why when we think of relationships, we think, well, how do I feel about being in a relationship? How do I feel about the same sex, opposite sex, the person who's coming into my life, or the one that's kind of there? Have I completely let go of the old relationships? Because sometimes I'll read relationship and it's all about the old relationship, not the new one that's being sort of desired after. And so that's why I like to do a past, present, future, so we can just clear the air and say, okay, this is where we are. So Marisa, this is for you. This is a past, present, future, past, present, future. He's here. He's coming. He's coming quickly. You're going to love these cards, Marisa. So in the past, we had the Ace of Pentacles. So this to me feels like a brand new path. And I would say sometimes in my head, I say, well, the past is like 3 months before. The present is now. And the future, the one that's kind of like the future position, that's going to be coming up in 3 months. But we have specific ways, and I've shown you a little bit on these lives how to do timing. And I'll show you how to do that on Marisa's card. But so she's in a good place. Marisa, you're in a great place now. And I feel like, you know, and look at this beautiful, look at the little cat. It looks like a wombat, but it's a little animal floating up on the, so I know you look after animals. And I think looking after animals keeps you happy, keeps you balanced. You know, they feed your soul, don't they? They're connected to source so powerfully, and they connect you to source. And, the Chariot, you're ready to move forward. You are so ready. Oh, my goodness. Look at you. So ready in relationship. And there's the Yoni. So if you have a look, this Chariot, I mean, I can't wait till we start talking about the Chariot. There is so much to talk about in the Chariot. You have this wonderful, I'm not going to talk about it now, but I just want to bring your attention to the Yoni and the Lingam there. So this relationship's coming. All right, it's definitely coming because I can see the Lingam and the Yoni, and they're connected and you're balanced. It's a very, very balanced card, right? And here he is, or he or she, but here is the relationship that's coming to you. The Knight of Wands rushing in with all this fire energy. Wonderful, lots of passion. Jennifer just sent me a message. Thank you so much. There he is. Here he is. And so, yeah, I kind of get that. I'm even focusing on the orange. I even wonder if this person has like some kind of, Irish or English descent, or even has orange hair. I know there are people who have orange hair that are in Europe as well, in Italy and in sort of Israel and even in Germany, as they're kind of all sort of like northern. So I feel that he's going to be fair and have orange hair, or he could very well be any color and have orange hair because he's dyed it orange. But I'm concentrating on the orange, and it looks really wonderful. And certainly, I also feel like he's going to be super well dressed. There's going to be something about this guy who loves to dress up, who loves to have fun. Maybe he's going to be, painting his hair. I don't know why I thought orange hair. It could be a natural redhead or someone who's painting their hair red. And also, what I really like about this person's energy is they're very humble. And so I feel that you're going to meet them and you're going to feel that instant spiritual connection. So let's find out when, because we've got around 3 months. The way I choose timing cards is I pull a card for, we'll do 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. So between 3 and 5 months, right? Because we got the first positive card at around 5 months. So when's that? Now we're looking into February of next year, right? It is fun. You're a redhead, Marisa. See, wouldn't that be great to get a redhead too? 2 redheads, lots of fire and lots of love. So this, and also, I do feel like there's a soul relationship there when you look at the 3 pyramids sitting in Egypt. Here we go. I'm going to have a look at this guy. One more card. You're going to be very fond of each other. Look at that Page of Pentacles. And just remember that sense of appreciation. If you really appreciate you where you are right now, if you can appreciate someone else coming into your life, and that sense of appreciation and love that allows, people want to feel appreciated for their presence. And so there's something about, if you look at this page and the way he's holding this pentacle, there's so much love and appreciation, adoration. I mean, I feel like you're going to adore one another. Look at this wonderful, beautiful. I'm hoping that that we can get. Oh, there he is. See how he's come into focus? And he's just, again, he's well dressed. I love that red drape over his shoulder. There's going to be some flair in him, and it may not necessarily be in his clothes, but there's something about him, the way he dresses, a lot of dignity, and there's a lot of charisma, in the way that he puts himself together, and that could also just be his presence. Right? Look at the way he's holding this pentacle. I mean, it's kind of, the pentacle is like teetering on the fingertips. It's like, how would you touch something like that? You're like holding this very precious, beautiful pentacle, and you're just holding it like, oh, I don't want it to break. So isn't that wonderful? And I urge you to milk that, and just look forward to that, because that joy is the energy of joy and the energy of contentment and the energy of being okay with where we are, is the energy that brings, things to us that are waiting to come to us, right? That are meant for us. All right, Marisa, well done. So Elaine, Elaine, do you have, Jennifer says, wow, I wonder if this guy has a hot brother. I love that. And thank you so much, Annalisa. She says, fantastic, doing well, enjoying watching. Thank you so much for being here. So Elaine is next. Elaine, did you want a general reading and Pamela? I've got your question here, Pamela. I would like to know how my business is going. So Pamela, I'm going to put you here and we'll make sure to get to your question about business. Good. So Elaine, let me know what you want to ask. So I'm going to shuffle for Elaine while she writes her comment down. If you want a general reading, that's fine. Oh, here she is. My question. What does the universe want from me? Oh, what a great question. What a great question. Because normally we're like, well, what do I want from the universe, right? What can you give me? But here is Elaine in service, right? You're in service. And you're saying, dear universe, what would you like from me? Right? And I know that's the energy with which the question has formed, right? Because otherwise, if we personify that question and we say, well, what do you want? No, but what do you want? It becomes this kind of like, this kind of like tugs, like, what do you want? What do you want from me? So if you were sitting in front of me, I could hear the question, but I really feel like what you're talking about is about being in service. Anna, hello. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. What does the universe want from me? Yeah, let's have a look. What does the universe want from me? Look at that. Instantly the energy came through, Elaine. It's almost like I don't even need to ask anything further. This card is overall generally blue. And there's a little bit of what struck me is that there's a tiny amount of this kind of very pale orange, very pale red, but most of it's blue. And look at that calm water. So the universe, what the universe wants from you is to be in that calm water, to be the calm water. See, there are no waves on that calm water. You look at this card and there's like tiny few waves on this side. And then for the rest of the body of the water, there's no waves. And I feel the universe is saying, what's the word? Take up refuge in me and allow the calm energies that are, that can flow through you to flow through you. Allow. So I feel like the energy is coming through of peace, calm, stillness, and allowing the universal energy to come through you without any doing whatsoever. Because I feel that doing for you, Elaine, creates these waves, right? And creates this noise. And being still doesn't. Right? That's the overall message. I hope everyone else can feel that energy coming through. I felt the energy before I got the message. And the energy created the message. So this is another part of, well, it's a huge part of reading the tarot because, Annalisa will tell you, she's not reading the cards. She's basically receiving the messages. And you can receive messages from spirit, from the universe, from somebody's aura that you're connecting to. You read it through the 5 clairs, the inner senses, right? Your inner feeling, your inner vision, your inner hearing, your inner smell, taste, your inner vibration, your inner gut, your inner thoughts. And so when you're tapping into all of that, I think that was more than 5, but essentially they kind of melt into one another sometimes. And sometimes you're tapping into both at the same time. And that's what happened here. It was like an instant feeling of calm and stillness. And that's the message. Elaine says, LLL, love, love, love. That card and reading is pretty amazing. Great confirmation, not the doer, to allow peacefully, calmly. Yeah. And also, I want to say that the universe is validating your capacity to allow this peace to move through you, because this is a lot of peace. Not everybody has the capacity to allow so much source energy to come through, and to come through so powerfully. And so I do believe that you're being asked to do this because you can do this. And when you do this, right, we're going to ask, when you do this, what will happen? Look at that. Then it's just a matter of time. Look at that. That's amazing. So you have an angel on water, and you have an angel because there are spiritual guides and masters and the archangels who work to deliver source energy and to allow this very uplifting source energy to come through people. And I do feel that your guidance, which has always been very strong, Elaine, you're very highly intuitive, very connected. And look at the path. I'm going to give you a timing on this. I feel like your capacity to allow this energy to flow, to allow, and here is the angel saying, in allowing, look at the way that the angel is moving water from one cup to the other in a very patient but very exact way. I mean, have you ever tried to move water from one cup to another when the cups are this far apart? I'm just going to show you how far apart they are. I mean, the angel has one elbow. Let's see. I'm going to try to get it to focus on the card here. Wait a second. There we go. Look how far apart these are. That water is magically going from one vessel to the other. And oh my goodness, Elaine, I feel like magic will happen if you allow. And I feel like this is what these very high spiritual teachers do when they manifest things that look like miracles. All they're doing is flattening their sort of thought waves down to nothing, so that their mind is absolutely still and they're completely at one with the universe and source energy. And then they're allowing source energy to do the magic, universe to do the magic. That this cup of water is finding its way magically into the other one, that's a miracle. And so I feel miracles will happen. Fantastic. And the triangle going up. Yes, the triangle going up. We're going to talk about the Holy Trinity. And that's what the Holy Trinity manifests. It manifests energy to lift us up from the low vibration into the high vibration. Fantastic. Thanks, Elaine. And thank you for being that person. Yes. Wonderful. So now we're on to Annalisa. Annalisa, tell me, I'm just going to pop up and see your question. Let's see if I have it. Let me see. Annalisa, definitely this is making sense. Let me see. Please, can you give me a reading on the... Oh, no, that was aligned relationships. Sorry, Susie. I'm now looking at my spiritual friend. You look beautiful. Thank you so much. Annalisa, let me know what your question is. Just write it up again. And so Elaine says, water would not flow in that angle. Absolutely. No, this is a miracle, Elaine. And I do feel that you'll be witness to these miracles as you allow the energy to come through. So what a great message from the universe about simply being still and allowing. And while we wait for Annalisa, I want to talk a little bit about Arunachala Animal Sanctuary. And you can find more information about them. I'm just going to write Arunachala Animal Sanctuary. Last month, if you've all been following me on Facebook and Instagram, so my website's georgiamarantos.com. My Facebook and Instagram sort of tags are at georgiamarantos3. And I've been letting people know at the end of each month, after we together for, say, 4 times with the weekly lives, I collect all the money that we've raised. I put 30% of that money, or anyone who's donating directly to the charity. Of course, you can do that. You just let me know. And what I do is we put it in at the end of the month, and then we do a big celebration. So last month we sent $168 to Mamas for Africa. Yay! And I hope to be able to raise that amount for Arunachala. So again, they're in Tiruvannamalai, and they are at the base of the Arunachala mountain, very sacred Lord Shiva mountain, where Ramana Maharshi, a very, very, very beautiful spiritual teacher, he's of the Advaita tradition, and he became enlightened when he was 17. His father died, and he lay himself down to see what death meant. So he was missed his father so much, he wondered what the meaning of life and what death was. And in that laying down of death, he discovered what life is, and then basically ran away from home and was in sort of communion with the divine ever since, and didn't speak for many, many, many years, and then ended up in Arunachala because he loved the mountain. And he was always very, very kind to animals, and animals would sort of swarm around him. And there are pictures of him with a cow that lived at the ashram, and I think it was his brother who built the ashram around him, because so many people would want to be at his feet because he emanated this incredible energy. Just going back to that, Elaine, where when we allow the energy of the universe to flow through us, we are attractive to people because people are attracted to that energy. It spreads. That calm feeling, that calm vibration is felt by others. And so I feel that this Arunachala Animal Sanctuary has the, obviously has this sacred association with the mountain, and they do a lot of good work, and they provide a lot of love and support and medical care and physical care to all these stray dogs, but also to other animals like pigs and donkeys and cats, and basically any animals that come past their way. And a lot of them have been run over because they're sort of walking free, on the roads and interacting with people who may not be very kind, and they look after them all. So you can follow them on their website. It's Arunachala Sanctuary, I believe, .com. But I will definitely put their link in the description so you can look them up yourself. So Annalisa, my spiritual friend, it's time for your reading. I know you've got young children, so I'm sure you're probably getting dinner ready or something. So let me see if you wanted any specific question before I move on to just do it. PayPal link not working. My spiritual friend, Annalisa, you still here? I'm going to do Rebecca. Lovely. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for being here, Rebecca. So, okay, I'm going to pull the card now for Annalisa. I was pretty sure she told me that she'd paid somewhere up there. I couldn't find it, but this will be a general reading for you, Annalisa. Wow. This is a yes. This is new opportunities. You're a master of what you do. You connect to the truth. Spirit is coming through you. Spirit is kind of like you're a spiritual warrior. If that makes sense. You're willing to speak the truth without any concern for the way it's received. And actually, that's really important. So if you want to receive the truth without any of the sort of fluff that we can sometimes put around things, contact Annalisa, my spiritual friend, or watch her on her YouTube channel, because this is really amazing. And look at that, the Arunachala mountain has actually the Arunachala mountain in India. That's what it looks like, and you'll see it often in the tarot, and it's that single point that goes up because it looks like a lingam, and the lingam is associated with Shiva. And Shiva's energy is the love, benevolent love, and destruction of all the negative energy and evil and all that is unnecessary and all that is, that doesn't help advance everybody, right? And so things like ego. Hi, MBM. Hi. Yes, you did pay. Wonderful. So Annalisa's back. MBM, I want you to give me your email because I tried to find you and I'm not sure if I contacted you. You won MBM, you won. Let me know what your name is. You won one of my sacred mantra art paintings, and I want to talk with you about what colors you want and what mantra you would like written on the card. And so please contact me. That'd be great. So Annalisa, I just pulled this general card, and I just want to say, if it's about your business, right? Here we are. Where is she? Just a general business. Yeah. This card is fantastic. You got an ace. It's the Ace of Swords. So again, I'll just repeat some of the things that I've said. So you're very much a keeper to the truth and a speaker of truth. And that's really important, because spirit and you have this connection where you receive the information. You're confident in the way that you've received it. You're confident with the symbolism that you're given, and in a very balanced way, you deliver it. And I think you're also very honest. If there's something that you don't understand, you just tell it like it is. And this is the wreath and the crown. This is your crown chakra that connects very powerfully. And you have the wreaths that are draped over this, just to let us know. You're also connecting to seahorse energy. I don't know if that's something, I don't know if your daughters are into seahorses right now, but this is, the seahorse energy has come through. And the thing about seahorses, they really are so fragile. They really are very fragile, actually. They need a certain temperature of the water. If you ever keep any at home, they're almost impossible to keep alive in a sort of aquarium at home, and they really need the natural sea. So if I can say one thing, I'm going to use the seahorse as a symbol. Doesn't this look like a seahorse, this wreath that's falling over? So there is success in your business. You need to know this. You are successful at what you do. And what I want to say about the seahorse is that understand that fragility that you feel is, it comes with being attuned to spirit. So allow it to be there. I think you already do. I'm telling you something you already know, right? And sometimes we're kind of hairy and woolly. Look at the other bit of algae. It looks like both of these look like they've come out of the ocean, right? Even though we have the land down here. So I'm getting you connecting to water element, to the water element. And so I mentioned that this is very balanced card. You got 3 of these yods. They're called yods, Y-O-D, and that's spiritual energy and spiritual messages coming through from spirit. So very strong connection to spirit, very successful, connected through the white light and the golden crown, the rubies. Let me see, the seahorse. I would even look up the seahorse totem energy if I were you. I'm going to pull one more card. Okay, who gets 2 aces? Who? Who wants 2 aces? Put your hand up. I want 2 aces. When I have cards pulled for myself, I'm like, where are the aces? I want to see yes. I want to see confirmation. I want to know that everything I think about my life is going to be happening just the way I dream it up. But no, that's not what I get. But Annalisa, you have 2 aces. You can't make this up. So Annalisa says, my youngest is obsessed with mermaids. Perfect. Well, there's definitely sea energy, seahorse energy around you. I would look that up. But 2 aces. Annalisa, you are in the right place, your business, you're doing the right thing, you're heart-centered, the energy of the Holy Spirit and the energy of Source is coming down through you, it's outpouring from you. You could certainly be, you're obviously doing this as a business, you're getting paid for this, and don't sell yourself short. Not only do you have a full grasp of what you're doing, I mean, we're always in learning, aren't we? So we can't sort of just say, oh, well, we know everything, we don't need to do any more of that. No, we're always learning. We're always wanting to expand ourselves and expand our gifts and become more conscious and have more compassion. And so the more spiritual work that you do for yourself, the more it will inform your work, the work that you do with others. And so here, I believe that's what the heart-centered is. The Heart Sutra comes to mind. So I don't know much about it, but I understand that it's definitely developing compassion in a very deep and meaningful way, not just for yourself, but for those around you and for the whole world. And if you can hold that energy, that's it's like holding the energy of Source and allowing that to come through you. But I believe you're holding the energy of love and compassion here. And so I would actually actively pursue looking into that, doing a Heart Sutra prayer. And I'm not sure, but I believe it's something like, may all beings in all worlds be happy, but it's far more intricate than that. So look up the Heart Sutra. And actually, the Tibetan, in the Tibetan religion, the Heart Sutra is probably something people have to study their whole lives, so you could probably do some research on that and realize, well, God knows how long it'd take me to do that. But you choose what's important for you in that when you look up the Heart Sutra. So it will definitely inform your readings in your business and help you with those 2 aces. Congratulations. Tara, we always get to learn. Absolutely. Tara, we're coming to you, baby Ruby Duck Mama. How you doing? Tara, did you have a specific question or just a general reading? And then we have Pamela, and then we'll jump into learning about the Holy Trinity and how we can use it. And actually, is there one person who has an issue? And I call this an issue, meaning, is there one person who's here tonight who's viewing? Your question is way above. Let me find it, Tara. I'm going to flick up all the way to the top because I think you asked and then you said you went off to pay. Yeah, here we go. Tara, hi, Georgia. I'd like a card, but I need to jump off to pay. Oh, here we go. Then I'll be right back. All right. Here it is. Oh, question is, found it, Tara. I'm working on being an animal influencer in real life and social media. Oh, Tara, you already are. There is a lot more to it, but am I going in the right direction now? Oh, you sure are. Everybody who knows you, Tara, would be saying yes to this. We don't even need to be asking the cards, but let's ask the cards. Let's ask the cards. Am I going in the right direction? We want to see those 2 aces, right? And if not, we're going to read and make a story with the cards that we find because that's what's important. So just going back to how I want to deal with the Holy Trinity tonight, because we're going to talk about the Holy Trinity, and we're also going to give away a 30-minute reading with me. Yay! And that'll be just before the end. And I'll make sure a couple of times I've forgotten because I've been so excited doing the readings. But I really, I want you to know that it pains me that I've done that. And I often wonder, how can I possibly give back? So last week we had 2 giveaways in one show. All right, here we go. Tara, am I on the right track? Right track, baby. So this is an interesting card. So this is like the opposite of a yes, but not quite. Am I on the right track? I feel like you've left something behind, right? So here you are. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups on the bottom and 3 cups on top. And it looks like there's 1 cup that you're taking with you. So in your capacity as an animal influencer, you're on your way, you're on your journey, you're balancing the masculine and the feminine because you're coming up out of the world of the feminine where you're only being the home and the caretaker of the animals, but you're going out to do the masculine influencing. And I mean, these are very general sort of broad brush sort of looks at what is masculine, what is feminine. But you're basically balancing. How do I know you're balancing the masculine and the feminine? Because look at this moon. It's the moon and the sun. There's an eclipse happening here. And the moon represents the feminine and the sun represents the masculine. So when the sun and the moon eclipse, then we know that we're looking at balance. So yes, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing, moving away from only being in your emotions, and you're taking some with you. You're not completely abandoning the feminine as you move into the masculine, right? So we have to make this a yes, because how is it not possibly a yes? I would even put, I think that you even have more ideas than are coming to you at the moment. So as you start walking this new path, see how you were doing one thing and now you're like, whoa, I'm off on this new path, which is being the animal influencer, right? So you were doing one thing and now you're doing another thing, and you're taking that love that you have, and maybe you're leaving, maybe there was something that you needed to leave behind, because that's what this card tells us. You needed to leave something behind. Right, the safety of only being in the home, or that safety of only doing, things one way, because you're going to have to do that to be that animal influencer. You're going to have to kind of reach for more and set those goals. And this is why the Empress has come up. We're going to study the Empress next week, so we're really going to go into her symbolism deep then. But what I want to say about her is that she is super creative. She gives birth to everything. And I know that you recently watched and hatched a beautiful baby duck out of an egg. And so I just need to acknowledge the fact that you're already an empress and you're already giving birth to so much. In addition, when we're talking about your business, because we're looking at how does the empress speak to business, then the empress means you're going to be coming up with more ideas. You're actually going to be doing a lot. I'm going to pull up one more card for your business, and you're going to make money. Isn't that not great? Isn't it wonderful when the universe in some ways responds back to, look at all this love that's flowing out, because it's an energy, right? Money is energy, and these coins, these pentacles are energy. So as you're putting out that energy is going to be coming back to you. So just know that this will be super fruitful for you, super fruitful. And you will be utterly feminine, because you can't take that away from you, but you're moving into a very masculine area for yourself, where you have to put yourself out there. And, you know, maybe you've tended to hide in the past, but you're moving out and you're putting yourself out there, and you're doing lots of new projects. I see you maybe even doing 3, you know, you're not just looking at doing one thing one way. It looks like you're going to be doing things in a few different ways, or maybe looking at not just, say, on online. It looks like you're going to be doing things locally as well once we're kind of all past this you know, isolating in home to avoid COVID time. You know, I feel this is a whole new pathway for you, and it's opened up before you and it'll be going for a while, right? So here is another card, and I know I keep going on and we're running a little bit out of time, but this is a card that says, you know, meditate. This card is the moon energy. So I would spend some time. I think you're going to get the information in meditation. I know she has her arms crossed, but I also feel that when her left arm goes to her right shoulder and her right arm goes to her left shoulder, you're balancing the masculine and the feminine, right? Sometimes we do that. And if ever we're like going one way, then always make sure you go the other way. And even though, you know, it's still my right touching my left touching my right, but which one goes over the other? Is my right going over the other? Everything can be that meaningful. So you're going to be doing a lot of this balancing in your sleep. And you can even do it consciously. You can consciously balance the masculine and the feminine. And I think that came up with your partner last week, how you and he balance each other up, masculine and feminine, that you're being moved forward into the masculine to get yourself out there. Wonderful. Make that money. Congratulations, Tara. I'm excited for you. Can't wait to hear about all the new things that you're doing. Pamela, yay, I will be able to buy pet treats. I will be able to buy pet treats, LOL, says Tara. Thank you, my friend. That was wonderful. Awesome. Thank you. Well, congratulations and good luck on your endeavors. You're getting many blessings from the universe. Pamela wanted to know about her business, so let's have a look at that. Does anyone have an issue that they want to work on? Is there something? Because I'm going to use the Holy Trinity. So for those of you that weren't here, not last week, but the week before, because I didn't get a chance to talk about the Holy Trinity last week. I talked very briefly after the High Priestess. This card is for Pamela. Pamela, we did literally just say High Priestess and she appeared. La la! Your business. This is your business question. So you wanted some insight in your business. So when the High Priestess turns up, and if you receive my emails, I made a note about the High Priestess, that when she turns up, she's basically asking us to go in, right? So what is it that you want to achieve with your business? And is this in the cards for you, so to speak? So these are the spiritual laws, right? So I feel like with your desire to move into business with whatever it is that you do, and let me have a look at that, you know, are you looking at doing healing business? Because I just got this card. Are you looking at offering energy healing? Because I do see that this is something that you are capable of doing, but also that we may be adding that to the repertoire. So the High Priestess is asking us, okay, at what point in my life am I ready for this to happen? So you yourself can access the Akashic records, and I have a meditation, a guided meditation in the High Priestess video that we did a couple of weeks back. if you scroll through the video to about 1 hour and 3 minutes, I start going into the guided meditation. And we go through and we meet the High Priestess in the Akashic Library, and we look at our Akashic records. And the Rising Star says, Pamela, yes, you're a Rising Star healer, absolutely. So I do feel that you're going to move forward into doing this spiritual work. And you see, the High Priestess is highly spiritual. She's all about spiritual laws. She's all about bringing that which is, you know, the understanding of how the world works and how the universe works and how we come into lifetime after lifetime after lifetime to uplift ourselves and kind of get it and understand what drives the universe. Who are we really? And so that's the energy of the High Priestess. And she's also deeply, deeply fertile. So understanding these spiritual laws and getting in contact with your Akashic records will make you even more fertile. It kind of increases your capacity and your ability to do what you need to do. So let's have a look at when, shall we? Because she's all about the laws, and she's all about, well, now is the time, right? Now is the time. Have a look at your Akashic records. Have a look at when it's meant to happen. So let's ask her when. So let's do monthly. Month. So you'll be doing it fairly quickly. Here is the success card. I don't need to pull out any more cards. Very soon, very quickly, Pamela, if you decide that this is what you're going to be doing, all you need to do is advertise. Let people know. Don't be afraid. I think people are a little bit afraid about sort of putting themselves out there, and I can relate to that. Okay, there's a lot of fear about being shot down, right? Because we were bullied in the past, because we, you know, have our own sort of, you know, confidence issues, our self-worth issues, the way we were brought up. If we sort of constantly being put down or told to shush and be quiet, you know, then we end up sort of feeling like, oh, well, we don't want to stand out because we're going to be told to shut up. The devil says, and I just pulled him out. I pulled him out when I said, okay, so what's the challenge, right? So the challenge is fear around stepping up and saying, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing, and telling the whole world. Tell the whole world, Pamela, and that's how you get the money in. All right, that's how you make your money. And just know that if you see the world as abundant now and you look at the world through abundance consciousness glasses. So Derek O'Neill has a book on abundance on his website. If you go to the shop and you look at Get a Grip books, there's a book on abundance, and I think you probably already have this one. But there's abundance consciousness thinking. So lack consciousness thinking is when we think, well, there's not enough for everybody and we're running out of resources and I don't have enough money. If you bring it locally, if you bring it back home, then the way that you deal with, you know, when you get a bill, do you say, oh, well, that's another bill to pay that I don't have money for? Rather than say that, you can say, oh, look at that, another bill. This, you know, the money that's going to pay this bill is going to come to me shortly, or there it is. I'm going to pull a bit from there and a bit from there and a bit from there. So it's about reframing our world into abundance consciousness. So if I'm thinking in lack, and that's the trigger is, oh, I'm thinking in lack. Okay, let me pivot and let me change that and let me reframe that into an abundance consciousness. So you're being asked to live in abundance consciousness. So I hope that makes sense, Pamela. You have the book. Yes, read it. Read it, and look at abundance consciousness, because I really feel like that little flip will get you out of fear. And once you're in abundance consciousness, it's a very attractive energy. Yeah, you are the manifester. You can make the work. So all of this is very positive, right? And fight the fear. And maybe not fight it. Maybe just feel it and go ahead anyway, because it takes a lot of effort to fight. But if you just acknowledge fear and you say, okay, well, fear's here, and then keep moving in the direction you want to be moving in, then you don't allow fear to stop you. And even fighting is an energy which is stopping you from getting what you want, right? She's in abundance. She just got a reading with Georgia. Hello, says Jen. Yes, absolutely. Money just fell out of the universe's wallet for you, Pamela. Well done. Thank you, Jennifer. Absolutely, that just happened. Okay, so just before we pop off to the Holy Trinity, we're going to give away a 30-minute reading. I'm going to think of a number between 1 and 30, and I want everybody here to pop a number down. I've got it in my head. I'll write it down so that you can see that I'm not making it up. And so between 1 and 30. So pop the numbers in, and I'll start finding the cards that we're going to be talking about, the Holy Trinity. Someone has an issue, let me know, because we can use these cards to uplift your issue. Won't feel like an issue after we're done with it. Here we go. What's an issue? What's an issue, really? Sometimes when we think about issues, we're creating our own problems anyway. Best not to think of them. That's one way of dealing with them. But sometimes they come up and they nag us, you know. We just can't get away from them. It's like, oh, I don't want to keep thinking about this, but it keeps coming back. Oh, wonderful. Okay, we've got the winner. I'm going to wait until everybody. I'm going to find the High Priestess. She's hiding now. She's probably up here somewhere. There she is. Superb. Okay, is everybody down? Everybody in with their numbers? I'm going to count to 5. All right, anyone else? Put your numbers down. Put your numbers down. Make a comment. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. The winning number is 23. Yes, MBM. I said list an issue. Absolutely. MBM, I want you to email me, please. Don't forget to email me, georgiamarantos@gmail.com. I want to send you the mantra art. So, yes, if you want to listen issue, MBM, I'm going to do, it's going to be a reading using the Fool, the Magician, and the High Priestess. So, congratulations to my spiritual friend, Annalisa. Woohoo! Annalisa, here you are. Annalisa won. Yay! My spiritual friend. You get to do a reading. Yay! So Susie says clearing a health issue. So MBM, you don't need to send money in for this one. So this is literally just I want to use someone's issue as an example. So actually Susie has just popped in here with clearing a health issue, right? So again, I'm not a doctor or a nurse, and if you really have a health issue, I would say, hey Adele, I would say I would list money at this time. Well, we could do both. Let's do both. Money is the issue. So let's do both. We've got 10 minutes left, and we're going to talk about how to use these cards. So if you look at their numbers, you've got the Fool, the Magician as number 1, and the High Priestess is number 2. Remember, the Fool is 0-point consciousness. So 0 point or God consciousness or source energy, right? So from source, from this raw energy that just exists, in which everything exists in, from everything arises from this point, this kind of open, completely and utterly trusting in spirit. He's about to step off. The dog's warning him, but he doesn't care. He could be seen as foolish, but actually, the Fool, when we see people who look mad, sometimes they're in communion with the divine. So they look to people who are looking on. They look crazy, but actually they're in communion with the divine. So here is the divine. The divine looks crazy in some ways, right? The divine is crazy. Nobody can make any sense of it. In fact, nobody knows it. Nobody knows it, right? So this point is the point of 0-point God consciousness. And how do we make contact with this 0-point consciousness? Well, we meditate. We put aside the me, we put aside all the thoughts, and in between the thoughts, we contact this 0-point consciousness. I sound very confident, but it is definitely takes me, the me that's Georgia, to actually make contact with this. It takes effort and time for me, but and I know for a lot of people, but these high spiritual teachers that have come in to show us the way, they're the ones telling us what we need to do in order to have contact. So the Fool is asking that we come back to 0 point, right? That we come back into a space of meditation. The Magician is the one that works with all the elements. He takes this raw energy. He's the projected reality. So this is the point from which this is the reality, the true reality, the ultimate reality, and then this is the projected reality. The Magician is, God said, let there be light, and there was light. The spoken word. So you have him with all of the elements. You have him with the infinity symbol, because everything that goes around comes around. You know, this is where the circular laws start to come in, and he's drawing on the energy from the universe and pulling it down. So when we get the Magician's card, we need to start thinking about, well, how do I create what I want to create? And if I have all this raw energy available to me, how can I make it work for me? So if we use the health issue, would that be the I am? Yes, this is the I am. The Magician is the I am. Yes, and this is the bit before the I am. And I know we have to have a picture here to describe it, but actually this picture should be blank. And in lots of other decks that are sort of new age or newer, they don't have any decks. But in order to illustrate that, a lot of the occultists, and Arthur Waite was an occultist, and you know, they spoke about these spiritual concepts when they looked at the cards, but they didn't, you know, when they designed the cards or when they looked at the cards. These are based on, a lot of these are based on the cards from back 400 or 500 years, which were the Italian playing cards. So they kept a lot of the trumps the same, and the Fool is still remains true to the Fool from the French playing cards back in sort of 400 years ago, or 300 or 400 years ago, and the Italian ones as well. And so you have the I am, right? And then you have the High Priestess, and what she does is she organizes all of that energy, right? She says, oh, so you're creating? Well, let's create it understanding the laws of duality, understanding the laws as written in the Akashic records with karma, right? So you've going to come back another lifetime to kind of balance out what happened in that previous lifetime, if you happen to have left without karmically balancing everything up, right? Or you're coming back to learn this lesson again, and you're going to learn it this way. So this is whom you write your contracts with before you come into an earthly body, okay? And then after that, the Empress gives birth to you, and the Emperor provides structure for you, right? So that's how we go. So when we look at an issue, it's actually the six, I call it the six-pointed star spread. So we have this triangle, right? And then the other triangle, which is the upside down triangle, is with the Emperor, the Empress, and the Hierophant. But we'll talk about that in about 4 weeks' time after we've done the other three cards. So these three cards create the upward driving principle, and how can we uplift the health issue, and how can we uplift the money issue? And actually it's going to be the same way, right? So what I would do is, if I was doing a spread and I wanted to say, how do I uplift this money issue? The bottom triangle, the three cards, this is complicated, but I'm just going to tell you right now that when we do the bottom triangle, which we will do in about 4 weeks, we're looking at, is this a mother issue, a father issue, or a teacher issue, or a relationship issue, right? Where did my issue around health come from? Is there a program running in my mind? Where did my issue around money come from? Is there a program in my mind that my mother, my father, or some teacher gave me, or somewhere I learned along the way in my travels in life, right? So again, this is not a very personal reading, but I'm just using these issues as examples. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do 1-3 triangle spread, and then these three cards, the Holy Trinity, this is the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity helps you uplift out of that. So, well, how are you going to deal with this issue? How are you going to lift this issue up? How are you going to reprogram yourself into the opposite of that issue? So if it's a health issue, how do you reprogram yourself into full health, right? Are you getting the picture? I hope this is making sense. And so with finance, if you're not happy with your finances, or you don't have enough money, how do you reprogram yourself to come? And the cards are going to tell us. So I'm going to put this down on the ground, and you can't see it, but essentially I have the Fool at the top, the High Priestess, and the Magician. And then I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards for Susie, right? And then I'm going to pull 3 cards for MBM. You haven't stepped in on anyone else. In fact, you were kind of first, but you were asking a bunch of questions. So I'm doing you together. I hope that's okay. Please let me know your first name. I think it's Mary. Is it Mary? So 3 cards for Susie. The Fool position, the High Priestess, and the Magician. All right. So for MBM, Here we go. So so that was for Susie. Now for MBM, we've got the Fool position, the High Priestess, and the Magician. Okay, so I'm going to very briefly talk because yours is a little bit easier, Susie. So what I'm going to do is, so the cards that I got that are in the Fool position, this is a little complex for those of you who are only just beginning to read. Okay, I know I'm confusing things, but I just want to put this in there. It's a little imprint. Learning how to do tarot card spreads, and this is a very complicated spread. It comes kind of at the end of the course, but I'm just throwing things in here because it's good to do complicated things. It's very challenging. It's good to stimulate the mind. So this is your Fool position card, right? That's Susie. That's the card that fell in the Fool position, right? And this is the card that fell in the High Priestess position. That's the 5 of coins. And this is the card that fell in the Magician's position. So of all these cards, right, I would say, you know, are you spending enough time in meditation and in God consciousness? I would say yes, do more of that, right? Because this card is telling me you're doing some, but I don't think you feel that it's so fruitful. But there is some. But look at this. You're spending, when you ground, actually the best way for you to be in that 0 point consciousness is to ground your energy. So see how those 2 swords are standing in the ground? So that's what I would recommend for you in order to be able to get it back into 0 point consciousness. Because at that point, when we're connecting with Source, nothing is wrong with us. I'm sure you've remembered times when we've been in a workshop, an energy healing workshop with Derek O'Neill, and he has said absolutely everybody right here, right now is 100% healed. That's because we are sitting in Source energy, and there are no problems, there are no health issues, there are no abundance issues, there's no problems in that Source energy. And that's the same thing that all the spiritual teachers say, in Source energy, in communion with Source energy. If you listen to what your heart says, Source energy, all is well. There are no problems there. There's no cancer there. There's no scare there. There's no lumps there. There's no nothing there. There's no illness. There's absolutely nothing, right? And so the best way for you to do that is to ground. And now how do you ground? Do you go to the sea? Do you go into the land? Do you touch trees? So think about how you can help yourself ground. Now, between these two, the High Priestess and the Magician, I would say this is where the work lies. So I would take anything that you know about manifestation and start the law of attraction in particular, but also anything that you know your spiritual teacher has written about on manifestation, and I would study it and then start doing it. You see what he's doing? He's in action. And so start thinking about, how do I put myself into the type of consciousness that allows for manifestation? What do I need to do or not do to put myself in a place of receiving? Do I need more stillness? Do I need more peace? How do I do that? Well, remember the Fool card says this is how you do it. You do it by grounding. Ground those thoughts. Don't spend so much time in your head. Come back down to the grounding, to earth, right? Earth is very grounding for you. So that's how I would very quickly look at your upward triangle, the holy triangle, and see how it's already given us information on how to uplift the energy. How do I heal this issue? How do I move out of that? That we do that through more meditation, through grounding, and through looking at the manifestation laws and using, and maybe even coming into satsang with other friends. Daisy, hello, how are you? No attachment, she says. I love you, Georgia, so much. I love you too, Daisy. Daisy's from Australia, very, very old friend. I have to tell this story, Daisy, because in 2004, our lives changed forever, didn't they? We went to an incredible spiritual workshop called Satori, and we spent 7 days unmasking all the layers that sit on top of our complex selves, and we came down to Source, and we were at one with just being, and it was absolutely amazing. And Daisy and I shared this experience, and so you always have a very special, special place in my heart. Thank you so much. Love, Georgia, love live. Yay, yay. So just before we go, Annalisa, I'll be contacting you and making sure that we set up that half-hour reading that you won. Congratulations to Annalisa for winning. And this is the last thing we're going to be saying about the Holy Trinity, using the Holy Trinity. Here we go. The High Priestess and the Magician are also known as the spiritual mother and spiritual father. So, Jesus was known to manifest miracles, wasn't he? Because of his connection and his capacity to be at one with Source. And so was Mother Mary, his mother. She ended up having this, very sacred, symbolic capacity to pull down all of the feminine, nurturing energy. So she's the divine mother and he's the divine father, and the divine feminine, which is coming through very strongly now, and he's the divine masculine. So that's the other thing that I wanted to mention. And so this is how we create. We take the masculine, feminine, and the neutral, right? That's the neutral. And MBM, don't go away. We're going to do your financial. So we've got your Holy Trinity with your financial issue, right? Abundance. And at the full position, you've got the 8 of Swords, right? The 8 of Swords. So I would say, are there any, what's preventing you from meditating? Are you spending a lot of time in your head? Are you spending a lot of time in your mind? When you sit down to meditate, do you just feel like you're listening to this crazy mind run rampant? Because I do. So I can relate to this. You're just kind of like getting taken away by all these thoughts, because that's very easy to do because our mind is so active. If we spend all of our day just thinking, that's what we're practicing. That's why people meditate all day, because clearly they have the time, they don't have the responsibility, and it's their karma. But if you have the capacity to meditate, then I would say do, and that's going to help you significantly around money issues. Because if I now look at the Divine Father, wait a second, the Divine Father, which was the King of Cups. And this is why I know. So that's there. And then this card here, the High Priestess. Forgive me here. I actually have a meditation available to visit with the Fool and visit with every single major arcana card. And at some point I'm going to release those. That'll come with the book. But at the moment, we only have one for the High Priestess. But just talking about the High Priestess, look at that. She's got the King of Wands, right? So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But just before we go, we've got a couple of minutes. I want to talk about the King of Cups. And I feel, my little coral, who got all the water energy? I think it was Annalisa, right? And all the coral that's sitting on my neck here that's saying, I want to go back to the water. And I'm sending so much love to the earth, because, we are in the middle of we're in the middle of change, and this change and the way the water has changed and the way the coral reefs have changed, and the fact that we've taken this out of the earth, I hope that some of the love that we've shared today can go out to Mother Earth. Back to you, MBM. So we have your, if we're looking at, this is your, this is the man. I feel that this is where you're going to get the most oomph in terms of raising and elevating the issue around money, right? The way to do it is that you are responsible for manifesting your money. Now, if you harbor thoughts, and this goes back to this card where there are all these thoughts, right? This one. If you harbor thoughts that you're not worthy, you can't make the money, or you're not making the money, or how is the money going to come to you, or any worry. This is the kind of card that says you worry a lot, right? There's constantly thoughts going around in loops in your head about money. Then you're going to be creating more of that. And that's what the High Priestess says too, right? Because here she is. Now, I would even say that there was some connection with a gentleman in your life story, either in this life or a past life, but definitely in this life, who was very harsh on you. And so this energy is not the energy that you want around manifesting, because it's too harsh and it's too controlling. So what you want to do is you want to be able to, if you're feeling nervous, anxious, angry, you want to be able to quell those emotions and put them to the side. And the emotions you want to, attract We're clearing energy here. I think I'm swallowing a lot of air because I'm talking so much, and I'm talking fast because I want to get it in before we go. But this energy here with the Magician is asking you to understand that you are responsible for manifesting your abundance, and you have to get into abundance consciousness. And we were talking about that a little earlier, and Pamela's doing this. So you can download this book on Kindle. You can find it on Amazon. Derek O'Neill, Get a Grip book series. You can get it on his website. But in there, he talks a lot about the principles of manifesting and how to be in abundance consciousness. And you're being asked to ride the emotions. See how the king is sitting on the water, and water in the tarot signifies emotions, right? And water is very fluid. It moves around. You kind of can't catch it. When you try to catch it, it slips through your fingers. And so there's no point trying to kind of catch emotions because they come and go. Your best bet is to allow them to do whatever they're doing, just like he's doing here. And so if you have a lot of emotion and you find that emotion takes you over, then the best thing for you to do is ride the emotions out, right? And if you can ride the emotions out, then you're not attaching to the emotions, and the emotions aren't creating any resistance in you, in preventing you from getting what it is that you want. All right. And that's why the Magician is saying the best way for you to manifest is to ride your emotions and not attach to them, not spend time in your head with your emotions about how you're feeling. Right. And we want to say that there was someone in your life that taught you how to be like that. But I would say you need to find a new way to be. MBM. So she says, yes, I've experienced harshness. Right. And so that makes sense, doesn't it? Because that's the energy that you want to put aside or heal in some way, bring it into some higher understanding. Why would you experience this harshness in this life? And what has it led you to do? It's led you to find a group here, the group of people who are currently here who are so intent on allowing spiritual understanding to be practiced in their life, so that they can lead a better life. So that's what you want to do, because you've come here by vibration. You have vibrationally attracted us, and we have vibrationally attracted you to be in here together. So I just want to leave you with that goodness of you are coming into a place now of self-empowerment, and that's how you're going to generate more money. When you feel more empowered, you will generate more money. Thank you very much, everybody. I have to say good night, and I would love to spend more time, but my family's coming home soon. I love you all. Thank you so much. Congratulations to the winner. Yay to Arunachala Animal Sanctuary. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.